Dude, how can we get more views?
I don't know. But
Everybody else seems to just get hot chicks for the thumbnail. Wait, why don't we do that?
Dude.
You got someone?
Dude, that's freaking genius.
Get your phone out, bro.
Hold up.
Get in them DMs.
Yo. Hey, I need you to dress up really sexy. Come over. You're about to pose for a car. YouTube thumbnail right here. Yeah, I'll pay you a little bit, so...
Not a lot. No, you won't.
We're poor,
you're
but we'll
not.
get $5 and a meal.
We don't got
McDonald's.
So, we're replacing an alternator on a 2011 Acura TL. It's whining, it's throwing a charging light. We'll show you how to do that today. Okay, so first thing you do is you pop this cap off. It has a picture of a battery right there. And then this terminal was already off, so that's convenient. I think it's a 10 mil, and you just loosen it, take it out. You want to take that out so you don't have a live hot wire going straight to your alternator. Next thing you want to do is there's a 10 mil right here. You want to pull that off, and a 13 mil for the actual battery cable because you're going to need to get that off. And then there's one more connector, and we'll go ahead and take those off. Okay, so the connector, there's a rubber grommet on it. You just go ahead and pull that back. There's a blue connector. There's a clip. The clip faces the cooling fans in front of the vehicle. You push that clip down and just pull the connector out. And then this loom should come all the way, move it out of your way. Okay, so then all we got left is a serpentine belt, a couple bolts, and we'll probably looks like have to move the coolant reservoir out of the way. Okay, so the coolant reservoir, you want to just unscrew this hose. It all comes out. And it conveniently just pulls straight up. Move that out of your way. Alright, so down there's that pulley that doesn't have any ribs on it or grooves in it. It's a 14. Basically taking the serpentine belt off now. Put your wrench on there. Pull it towards the back of the car. Maybe nice to have some friends holding it for you, but I am a man. And then you just pop the belt off. So, pull the belt out just like that. Okay, so if you're alone, what you can do is take the serpentine belt and wrap it around this bar that goes from this one strut tower to the other. Wrap it around there. You hook it onto your ratchet, and the ratchet goes back to hold the tensioner. And the reason we're doing this is there's a bolt way down in there. I believe it is a 12 or a 14, and we need to get that out because that holds the alternator to the front of the engine. Okay, so that bolt is pretty tight. So either you could use a breaker bar. And if you don't have one long enough, what I ended up doing, just taking an extension, putting a larger socket on it, putting it on the end of it to give you more leverage. That bolt is a 14, so you will need two 14s. This other 14, I left that one for last because it's a lot easier to get to. It goes right underneath this AC hose. The last bolt is right up here. It is a 12 millimeter. Pull that last bolt out. The alternator now is loose, it's moving around. There's this bracket up here that other bolt just went to. It is held in by another 12 millimeter. So you need to crack that loose and then take that bracket out as well. If the bracket's loose, so you just go ahead and take the bolt out. Okay. How long is this bolt?
It's about as long as my last relationship.
That's satisfying. So on the bottom where the bottom bolt was, it's wedged in there pretty tight. So you just take it and you rock it, and it will come out eventually. Okay, now it's hitting this AC line. So what I'm going to do is just bend it out of the way. Afterward, you want to make sure that that's not too close to the pulley up here and the belt. Okay, it's loose. Now you have to try to get it out of the spot right here. It's probably going to be pretty tight. Oh, there's also, looks like a push pin that purple push pin way down there, it goes into the alternator, so we're gonna have to pop that off. Okay, so when you want the pulley facing towards the engine and this smooth part of the alternator to go up against the fan shroud, that seems to be the best way to get it out. It's very tight and very difficult, but it does come out without removing the cooling. Okay, so a couple helpful tips and tricks. So there's a nut on here that comes with the new alternator. You want to take that off before you get it down there. It's just easier to do now. Basically remember when you take it out how you took it out, so that way you could slide it back in the same way. For me, it worked the best if I put the pulley towards the engine and the smooth plastic part against the shroud. Okay, so right here on the bottom, where the bottom part of the alternator goes in between the timing cover and this bracket, there is this dowel right here. It is very difficult to get the alternator back in through this gap if you don't hit this dowel. You just want to hit it out just so that the alternator can clear. And then when you put the bolt back in, it will tighten this dowel back up against the alternator. I just took a hammer and just tapped it a couple times and it moved pretty easily. Gonna play some sick music. After you tighten all the bolts of the alternator, you want to go ahead and put the serpentine belt back on. That's the diagram for the belt, how it runs. So you want to go ahead and put it in like that. Okay, you want to push the push pin back in, get this connector, snap it on, put the grommet around it, back over it, prevent water from getting in there. Okay, run the main power wire right up there. Okay. And then we're gonna need to put that, I think it was a 12 millimeter, put that back on. What a fleck of the wrist. You wanna make sure that you don't pinch the rubber around, so that way it doesn't get pinched underneath the power wire. So that way you can get it back on. Wanna make sure it's tight so it doesn't move, so you have a good connection. Pop the rubber grommet back on. Then we have this, I don't remember what it was, a 10 millimeter.
Fuck off my leg, bro. Fucking square up, little bitch.
Okay, next you want to move the AC line back to how it was, so that way it doesn't rub up against anything. Okay, so now that you got all that nice and good, you want to put the overflow tank back in, or maybe not.
My clip? There we go.
There we go. Put that back on, tighten the cap. So the final thing is getting the battery cable back on. Okay. We replaced it. By we, I mean I. They watched. And the last piece is the battery cable cover. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that in. Can you two please skedaddle? Skedaddle. We use vice grips to hold the hood up because the struts are bad. Now we're going to start it up, see if it still makes the same noise and if the light comes on.
We did it.
We replaced the alternator on this 2011 Acura TL. It went pretty smoothly. Not that hard of a job. I think almost anybody with any mechanical skill should be able to do it. It's kind of tight in there, but he gets the job done.
Alrighty guys, hey, thank you guys for checking out this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Braden?
America!
Yeah!
Brother!